All right, so I'm not really sure what happened, just because I recorded a little over like an hour long video, and first it was like slow mo, and then second it was the sound wasn't working for some reason. So a little frustrating, but let's just go over what I learned and what I talked about for a little over an hour. All right, so we went over the basically sleep medications and how, and we started off with how anabolic steroids, aromatase inhibitors, and SERMs contributes to sleep. So you can get night sweats plus estrogen, hypothalamus dysregulation, and body temperature control dysregulation as well. And then you can also get upregulation of hypocretin and orexin, which is they're the same thing. They're just two names for. It's a compound that causes wakefulness. It's actually a neuropeptide, and so there are these things called orexin receptor antagonist drugs, and basically those have minimal impact on deep sleep. So that's pretty cool. But anyways, let's get into the sleep medications. So we got quite a bit. This was like an information dense module, and so will tomorrow. So basically, there are first benzos. So a couple examples of those are temazepam, diazepam, and benzodiazepines cause anxiety relief as well as muscle tension reduction. So that can help with things like insomnia. And there is a risk of dependence and tolerance with that. So next thing is non-benzo hypnotics. So a couple different examples are, I don't know if I'm pronouncing these correctly, and it's kind of hard to read what I was writing, but I think it's zolpidem and ezopiclone, ezopiclone. So non-benzodiazepine hypnotics are less sedating and muscle relaxing than benzos. They're great for sleep onset, so it'll help you fall asleep, and then it's also good for sleep maintenance, so it'll help you stay asleep. And then they can impair slow wave sleep, which is no bueno. That is your deepest level of sleep, and you're going to produce the most growth hormone in that stage, so you want to make sure that is quality. And then, so since it disrupts slow wave sleep, you want to have short-term usage with non-benzo hypnotics. And then the next one is going to be orexin receptor antagonists. So we were just talking about these. So a few examples. Oh, God. My R's look like V's, so I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but I think it's surorexin and lemborexin. So those are a couple examples of orexin receptor antagonists. And the thing about these that's pretty cool is it doesn't affect deep sleep. And you'll have a lower risk of dependence compared to benzodiazepines. The only thing you might have to look out for with these is next day drowsiness in some cases. And then next one is going to be melatonin receptor agonists. So good example of this is Remeltion. So it's good for those with disrupted sleep patterns, and it regulates your circadian rhythm. There's no risk of addiction, so that's pretty cool. The only thing with these that's a little bit of a drawback is it has mild efficacy, so it's not going to work super well. Or if it does work, it it's not going to be extremely noticeable. All right, so the next one is going to be sedating antidepressants. So a couple of these are trazodone, or a couple examples are trazodone and doxepin. So these are for individuals with insomnia linked to anxiety and depression. It helps with sleep maintenance in some cases. It helps with morning grogginess, or does not help. You are susceptible to morning grogginess, and this could impair training. So you could have potential weight gain as well as metabolic disturbances. Side effects include dry mouth, dizziness, and blurred vision. Now we got antipsychotic sedatives. So an example of this is quetiapine, something like that. This is an off-label sedative, and it's meant for severe insomnia. So insomnia I keep saying insomnia and I haven't cleared that up. Insomnia is basically just when you can't sleep. When you have a condition, you just can't sleep. All right, so it helps with, antipsychotic sedatives like quetiapine help with anxiety-induced sleep disturbances, metabolic issue, you are more susceptible to metabolic issues, weight gain, and daytime sedation. The sedation and the grogginess could impact training in a negative way. Next one is antihistamines, a little more well known. With these, a couple examples of these are diphenhydramine and doxylamine. So with these, they're over the counter. You can get quick sleep onset, but you want to keep them short term because the grogginess that you could get from them could impact training, and tolerance builds quickly with these. They also have anticholinergic effects. So basically, they prevent you from producing choline, and we'll get into what choline is in a second. And I have a feeling when you find out, you're going to be like, "Whoa, we need that." So anticholinergic effects include dry mouth, difficulty urinating, constipation. Long-term, it could lead to dementia. So let's go over what choline is, and we'll end on this note. So choline is an essential water-soluble nutrient that your body needs for cell structure, metabolism, fat transport, and nervous system function. It helps build phospholipids vital for cell membrane structure. It's used to create acetylcholine, which is a neurotransmitter critical for memory, mood, and muscle control. Choline's also vital for liver health. It assists in packaging and moving fats out of the liver. And the different sources that you can get choline is beef liver, eggs, beef, chicken, and fish. And then if you don't eat meat, or eggs, you can get it from cruciferous vegetables like broccoli or Brussels sprouts, mushrooms, peanuts, or soybeans. All right, so that is all the note-taking that I did for today. It was an interesting video because the camera kept overheating, so I would stop at certain points. Like there was even a point where the last word I said was constipation, and the camera overheated. So you got things like that. But anyways, thanks for being here today, y'all. It was a little bit of a weirder video because, The other video, I feel like posting it, but it's like 4.5 hours long because it's at 4x slow speed for some reason. I don't know how the camera switched to that setting, but it doesn't even have sound, so it wouldn't even matter at the end of the day. But yeah, on to the next, as Giuliano Massarelli would say. But that's pretty much it for today, y'all. Tomorrow, I think we have. Let me look at what we have. We have sleep optimization, part 6, which is going to be sleep tracking, shift work, and sleep supplements. So that's going to be a fun one. I'm looking forward to all of it. But I'm especially interested in the supplements. I want to see what he has to say because it's a very oversaturated field in sleep. It's like, what should I take before I go to bed, and what leads to the best sleep quality, kind of thing. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today, though. I appreciate y'all and the patience, both on your end and my end. So I'll see y'all tomorrow for sleep tracking, shift work, and sleep supplements. Peace.